Alright. Okay, there we are. Now we can talk about the juicy stuff. Alright, here's my list of ships that I personally think rule hard, or whatever, right? And it's Tristana and Lulu, Heimerdinger and Kled or Vhagar, and Vhagal and Poppy. Formerly Mordekaiser and Vhagar, but they got a divorce after like the whole torture thing. And just for the fun, Teemo and Rumble, because sexual tension really does make a ship go round. Okay. I have like a lot of like weird shit that's going on here, right? Because like when I asked the question, what's your favorite Yordle ships on like Discord, right? Someone responded, I love canon. I love canon ships. And then they listed all, like, a bunch of ships that are not canon at all. And it really, it's kind of bugging me. Wait. Ships tier list. Well, I'm not gonna do that because I don't have one that's prepared or whatever, right? There's 5 people here, what the hell? Welcome, those who are watching or whatever, and those that are are watching on YouTube, also because I'm gonna make this a video. So anyway, let me get this right out of the way real quick. Tristana and Rumble are not a canonical couple, and I don't think that they ever will be, because Riot doesn't want that to like actually happen. But some people believe that this is a canonical thing because Rumble has a crush on her. And while yes, that crush is very canonical, Tristana has never responded to any of his feelings. And I feel like that's the main thing that people seem to mistake within ships, right? Because it's not really about if one character likes another character. That's completely irrelevant information, really. I mean, like, it can help deduce what kind of things they're after in a partner, but just because someone expresses romantic interest in another person does not mean that, like, it is a canonical, surefire thing. Though people can write pretty good things about these things, I just generally don't. It feels boring, is what I'm getting at. Because shipping can be literally anything at the end of the day. They don't even have to be characters that interact at all. Like Ornn and Poppy, I mean, really, the only time that they've ever interacted is in the newest expansion. Or I guess in Blacksmith Poppy's case, right? But, like, people, you can see that kind of dynamic working as, like a stern, like, father kind of, like, dad figure, and, like, a humble but dedicated, like, small wife. That, you know, that's an interesting dynamic that goes on there. But neither character is ever going to be in a relationship. It's just fun to think about the relationship they could be in. And, you know, that's kind of the basis of shipping. That and, like, things are weird. Yes, you are allowed to ship Goku and Jesus. That is perfect things. Tristana doesn't respond to interest. I mean, she responds dismissively to his interest. Saying eyes on the enemy means that, like, she knows that Rumble gets distracted by her, yes. But does that show any romantic feelings towards Rumble? No. I just wrote for Rumble, get Rumble away from her. Which, I mean, like, people that want to, like, actually see Rumble succeed, good for you, right? But I also think that it's way funnier if he's, like, the worst at, like, picking up people. Because of the character that, like, Riot tries to make him, that kind of thing. Also, like, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Sorry, can't type shit. No, don't worry. If she does it while taunting him, doesn't that mean she's saying, watch me? That means that she's making fun of him for watching her. That's the joke. I hope that, like, kind of clears things up, maybe? I mean, like, really, Tristana's voice lines in-game are kind of all flirty in some ways. Well, not really, but, like, she just has that kind of disposition about her. Though, I think that, to me, like, the dynamic isn't fun, I guess. Mostly because Rumble is, like, a weird incel, most of the time. And he doesn't like whenever Tristana, like, has friends that are male. Even though they aren't dating. She's just, like, generally, like, it's a weird thing, right? Because to me, you know, I think it's the concept that, like, a boy and a girl, if they're in, like, the same proximity, should fall in love with each other. I mean, like, most of the time it's just that they don't have very good chemistry together. Like, there isn't, like a full force going in there for, like, a relationship dynamic. It's mostly because, like, Rumble doesn't really have a set personality. They're still, like, working out with what they want to do with him. Though, like, he always looks, like, he always feels like he, like, sprays himself with Axe body spray. And she's way, way too good for him, you know? Like, way out of his league. Anyway, then we've got Tristana and Teemo. You see, this can work, technically. I mean, like, there's a little bit of canonical weight under there because of Firecracker Tristana, but the thing is, the dynamic between these two isn't interesting to me. Mostly because Teemo doesn't have a fucking personality. So it's just kind of on Tristana to make things fun. Which is, like, lame. Like, I mean, I'd rather have, like, a toxic relationship rather than a thing. This is anti-Rumble propaganda. Sorry, Wolfie. Please subscribe to my channel. But yeah, there's no convincing me that Rumble does not shower with Axe body spray. There's just no way that he doesn't. Rumble is the type of gamer to say, never mind, you're ugly anyway, says Slur. Yes, of course. He's kind of like, oh yeah, I'm a nice guy. Why doesn't she see nice guys? Like, all bitches want are chads. And he unironically means that. And he's like, I'm such a nice guy. But, like, when you ignore him for, like, just, like, 2 seconds, he's like, "You're a fucking hoe. I hate you. I'm too good for you anyway." Like, I feel like that energy needs to, like, dissipate before I can go, like, Rumble is, like, an actual character that I care about and, like, respect. But, you know, it's funny. It's fun. This is anti-Rumble propaganda. Anyway, Tristimo. It's good for when, you want to fantasize about dating Tristana, but you don't want to use a self-insert character or a random human. Because, I mean, like, Teemo doesn't have a set personality. It's kind of up in the air. Like, there's an idea there. Like, there's, like, maybe some ideas there. But, like, we don't have a canonical story for Teemo at all. We don't know what his goals or motivations are. We don't know anything. So it's kind of just a wash. I mean, I guess they, like, you can think that they, like, look cute together. And it's not that I, like, hate straight ships. It's just the fact that, like, they're just kind of expected, right? And, like, you should just, like, it's just kind of a matter of quality thing, I think. And also, like, you want to see more from, like, what you want in a relationship, right? So, I don't know what the idea is. Tristana and Teemo, I think it works like a one-sided crush out of admiration, since Teemo is a Yordle army that does all this shortest shit, but Teemo is focused on the grind, or whatever the young says today. All the male Yordles are lacking in lore. I mean, like, that's technically true, but, like, Vhagar has gotten a significant boost, and so has Ziggs and Kled and also Heimerdinger, so technically, we do have stuff like that. And yes, Sigma grind set Teemo is funny. Like, that's a funny dynamic, though it isn't really a ship dynamic, it's really just a crush dynamic, which is fun. That's a fun idea. Whereas, like, Tristana is this kind of flirty, badass kind of girl, so, like, falling for, like, a white bread kind of thing works. I'm just saying that, like, I tend to like ships with more meat on their bones, I guess. Even if they've never met. That kind of thing, right? It's just that you need more of a personality for me to be invested. Okay, here's another one. Popstana, which is Poppy and Tristana. In this one, Tristana is the simp for once. You can make it that way, like, because she, like, Poppy is a hero, like a genuine hero, and, you know, Tristana strives to be, like, that kind of strong, and that kind of thing. It's based, yeah. A more confident and daring Tristana loosening up, like, a kind of socially awkward Poppy, that's fun. That's a fun dynamic. They have different goals, but it's fun. Yes, she's a confident girl boss who likes flirting for fun and that kind of thing. Like, she calls Vhagar, like, cute, which is funny. It's really funny. You get your muscular and fit pairing. Both serve higher purposes than themselves. Like, Tristana is about protecting, like, her nation against the, like, Wake of Outsiders and that kind of thing. And she's dedicated to that. But she's not as dedicated as Poppy is. Also, they're the two most legal Yordles out there, so like it's kind of like cutting out the middleman whenever you want to draw ship art, right? Because you don't have to put in like an ugly like Rumble if you want to get your rocks off. You can have two hotties in the picture, and you don't even have to like skip out on all the fun stuff. So, you know, that's fun. Kled x Ziggs disagree. Disagree about what? I mean, like, that's kind of I never really thought about Ziggs and Kled, but that could be interesting. I mean, like, Kled is, like, one of the most thirsted after Yordles. He's the most thirsted after male Yordle. But yeah, like, I don't think that he would really understand Ziggs's whole artistic thing going on, because he believes that it's for fancy dead folk. Well, fancy city folk. But yeah. A confident looking Poppy with a sharp tuxedo holding in her arms a flustered, cute dressed Tristana. That would be a really fun picture, actually. I mean, like, Poppy just, like, holding anyone. Beautiful. But yeah, Tristana, like, dressed, like, feminine or whatever, and she's kind of like that kind of thing. He'd love the resulting explosions. Yeah, I mean, like, I think that he would enjoy the whole destruction aspect of Ziggs's, work, though, I feel like they're diametrically opposed, because Ziggs doesn't actually he doesn't want to kill anyone. That's a big part of his character, is that he believes that murder is really, really scummy. Even more scummy than, like, betraying your friends or whatever. So, like, I feel like it would be, like, an interesting dynamic to see, like an initial spark, but them, like, disagreeing about, like, what's too far in the name of, like, just general chaos. So, I mean, like, Kled and Ziggs, fun idea. Though I think that would end up in these are two exes that are hot for each other. Corky and Heimerdinger, I mean, like, I think that would be fun. I think that, like, in, like, old lore, he was supposed to be, the one that, made his helicopter. Though, like, Corky doesn't have recent lore. I think that it's funny that, like, I think it would be funny that, like, Corky would, like, come in with, like, a broken plane every other day, and, like, Heimerdinger would be like, "What did you do?" And Corky would just, like, list, like, the most insane, like, drift in the air that he's ever done. That would be a fun dynamic. Oh, here's, the most popular gay ship that is of the Yordles isn't Popstan or anything like that. It's Ziggs and Heimerdinger. And I get it, right? Because they're kind of like exes in a weird way. Like, they kind of read divorced. Some energy there. But, I feel like Ziggs reads, like, younger in scenes. Like, it depends on, like, what media you're looking at, right? Because, like, Hextech Mayhem, Ziggs and Heimerdinger works. Because they're, like, portrayed at the same level, right? Whereas, like comic Ziggs and Heimerdinger feel like an older, like, grandpa, like, professor telling Ziggs, like, the dangers of the outside world, whereas Ziggs is a free spirited, like, college kid to mid-30s individual. So it's weird, but like it's fun and like it works because, you know, general like chaos and order works just pretty well, though it is kind of boring. Corky would be the silly, goofy, but sweet one with a lot of adventurous stuff to tell. I think that it would be really cute. Because, like, I mean, Corky's the type of, like, he's like, so out of all three Grandpa Yordles, right? Kled is, the I'm scared of my life Grandpa. Heimerdinger is smart Grandpa that doesn't understand your hip memes. And Corky is the Grandpa that, like, offers you a cookie every 5 minutes. Like, it's annoying, but it's sweet, and it comes from a genuine place of love. And I think that would be cute. Also, Tomboy in a cute dress is a very good, very, very good dynamic. If you're enjoying this pointed discussion, please, subscribe, I guess. Gee, what the fuck is going on? Oh, hell yeah. Truck Freak, the fighter, crazy ass, yeah. And yeah, Vhagar is, yeah, or whatever. I can't pronounce Russian. But you know what I'm getting at. Oh, that would be fun for Kennen to get the victorious. Line. I hope that it's not, like, too horse-themed. Yes, Vhagar is the Russian word one, yeah. He doesn't, like, he feels ageless, but he's very much in the old man category. Okay, we should probably talk about one of the biggest ones, which is Velu. Okay, I've got notes about all of them, right? But here it is. To me, they read as like a, if you know what Invader Zim is, right? So if you took Zim and you paired him up with Gur, that's kind of what's going on here. That's generally how I see their dynamic. Because, yeah. There is a teaser image in Skin Spotlights for the Victorious thing, yeah. I hope it's not really horse-themed, though. I think it would look really stupid on him. Like, I think that the hobby horse works for Lulu. But I don't think that a hobby horse kind of thing for Kennen really works. Though I hope that it looks good. Yeah. I've got deep notes on shipping. This is my info dump to you. But yes, we've mentioned Vhagar Lulu here before. It's mostly because it's like the most popular ship for Vhagar, and I love Vhagar very much. She's my favorite. She's my favorite Skrunkly in the world. I was just thinking about who looks cute together. And I mean, like, that's a fair way of going about it, you know? Though, this is the way that I like going about it. And it doesn't make either approach any less valid. If you ship, like a Tristana and a Teemo, go for it. I mean, like, it's not, like, you're not hurting me if you do so, right? It's just, these are my opinions on why I think certain things look cute and what don't. And mostly it's because of narrative things that tie them together. I'm generally a whole, like, I want to think about these ships for like several hours before I write down what I want to say about them. Yeah, Meta has a whole filing cabinet filled with section documents about Yordles. You can't tell them that. You know, like, hyperfixations just kind of get you down. We get you down bad. Alright, I'm gonna ship, yeah, Rel and Yumi. Thanks for the validation. You go for it, man. I mean, I don't think that Rel's old enough, and I think that Yumi's just a pet, but, like, it would be cute if it was platonic. But I don't really care. Like, as long as it's not, like... There is no wrong way to fantasize unless it is of, like, specifically children. Like, if you are, like... If you go about, like, drawing Annie porn, I'm not going to talk to you. I don't know how, like, out of all the fucking women in League of Legends, you thought that would be a good one. But other than that, you know, go wild. It's not hurting anyone. I mean, and I should really I should say that, you know? Of, like, pro shippers, get the fuck out. But, everyone else can stay, you know? Oh, yeah, that's cute. I've never seen those. And I love Alune. She's, like, my baby girl. But, like, oh, that would be cute. Like, her and, like, Yumi, like, she's, like, in a portal or whatever, and she's like, hello, Yumi. I fucking love Nora, by the way. Nora's, like, one of the best things that's ever happened to me, personally, but, you know. Anyway, I'm glad that it's not ship art, like I thought you were suggesting, and I'm pretty sure that Wolfie was under the impression of, too, because that would be fucked up. Because that's just a cat. Anyway, Bailu, we're back on the topic. I keep getting distracted by you guys. It's not your fault, though. It's funny. Okay. I looked on, like, line on why people ship Bailu, right? And one of the reasons is that they are both purple wizards. And I guess that works, I guess, right? Bailu, to me, like, it works more as, like, a mentor figure type deal, like, Vex wants to, not Vex, Lulu wants to be more of it, like, gets control of a wild magic or something, right? So, she turns to, like, a dark source for information, and, like, she just realizes that this guy's just kind of a goofy theater kid that has a bunch of, like, supportive friends who are also into the theater kid aesthetic, and she's also just playing along, and, you know, that's fun, that's fun. A cat is fine too. Mara, you know, I don't want to ban the whole chat, okay? But I will. If you say that again, okay? No, please. Anyway, okay, back to philosophy and not about cat fucking. Alright, so, I feel like Bailu has been kind of shaken a bit because of new lore. Like, the fact that Vex exists now, and the fact that, Vhagar doesn't have anything to do with Vandal City, essentially, makes it kind of a dead end, essentially, right? Because, like, their character motivations are very, very different at the end of the day. Because all that Lulu wants is to feel helpful. She wants to be a part of Vandal City. And, you know, Vhagar doesn't give two fucks about Vandal City. I mean, like, he could, like, go back, but he doesn't. He's not an outcast, is what I'm trying to get at. which was, like, the original, like, through line for the ship, right? Is that, like, Lulu is treated badly in Bandle City, and Vagar probably was also treated bad in Bandle City, so they, like, have a connection because of that. Which is it's cliche, but it's good, right? But now, Recent Lore, it's just like, yeah, this is about Noxus, actually. Okay, it can also, like, fall into the I can fix him archetypes, or the manic pixie dream girl. Like, I mean, like, she kind of is a manic pixie dream girl, right? It's kind of, which is, like, I feel like it downplays both of their, like, narrative, like, a lot. If, like, you use Lulu to, like, basically magic Vagar's trauma away. Like, I feel like the man needs therapy and not a girlfriend. Or at least, like, a way of, like, dealing with it better, I guess, right? I think it's way funnier if it's the concept of I can make him worse and not I can fix him. Yeah, she literally is manic pixie dream girl. And, like, it's, like, I think it would be more egregious if it was, like, with a loser, like, with Rumble, right? But, no, like, I feel like that would be, like, one of the worst ships of all time, is if you put, like, Lulu and Rumble together, because you literally have like, you then just have, like, I don't know, like, one of those 2000s movies where it's like, I'm such a dumpy guy, and I hate life. And then he meets this crazy girl with all these, like, quirky, fun things about her. And then it's all about him, like, coming of age or whatever. Also, like, if you think, like, Lulu's also, like, in the weird, like, age range, because, like, she's friends with, like, Zoe. Like, she's an adult, but she's, like, a very, like, child at heart adult, which, like, it's fine, right? But, like, think about, like, her kissing Kled, okay? Think about that really hard, right? And that's kind of the same thing that's going on with her and Vagar. It is, I mean, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World was fun. It's fun. It's a fun movie. Is it a good, a subjectively good movie? Not really, no. And I'm sorry you had to find out this way, Wolfie. I feel like I'm just scaring you away. Really, I'm but, like, I mean, I just like kind of being a menace online, I think. I mean, like, it's kind of like a whole thing of Frankenstein's, like, the whole Zim and Gur thing, right? She kind of feels like she'd go along with Vagar's crazy schemes, which can be a plus for some, but for me, I feel like it's just kind of superficial in nature. I like it when he beats up Exus to prove that he's a man. Oh, it's perfect. It's so healthy, and like, it really shows a great understanding of it. Rumble would be like, why do girls always like men that treat them like shit? It's so funny. You will meet several Rumbles within your life, if you don't already know a Rumble in your life. And, you know, Honestly, I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't. But I think that we all wish we didn't at some point, you know. You know, you should have been more Sigma, man. I feel like Rumble would, like, unironically, like, take advice of pickup artists. I'm like dragging this man through the dirt, and I don't mean to, right? But it like the vibes that Rumble gives off are incredibly toxic. Okay, here's one of the newer ones that I created, and it's Galpy, or Vegal and Poppy. And you might be saying, well, Vagar is not a girl, and that's not a real character. And I've got to say to you, anything can happen. Rumble canonically buys Andrew Tate videos. No, I mean, it's true. You're getting close. You're getting close. Just another A in canonically. Or if you grew up in the masculine sphere, you might have had your own Rumble phase. You know, I feel like it's just kind of like, I'm sorry if that ever happened to you. I'm sorry that if you were a Rumble growing up, I'm sorry, but you also were awful, and I don't feel sorry at all. I'm glad that you're better. Okay. Vagar is a girl. Yeah, of course he is. I hope they kick his ass out of Bantle City then. I feel like everyone's just kind of tolerating. I feel like they're all just kind of tolerating Rumble because he's just kind of like, you don't really like, you feel bad for him, and like that's the way he gets you, is by feeling bad for him, because you shouldn't feel bad for that shitter. He's done nothing but harm this entire time. It's just that he's managed to slip his way out of this one. He goes like, I'm gonna kill myself. I've had people say that to me. Don't do that. Anyway, like, I don't think that Rumble would use the I'm gonna kill myself line, mostly because he hasn't actually hooked one yet. But we love slandering Rumble on the stream. We love it. Mwah. Anyway, Galpy, it's enemies and lovers. I mean, they're not really enemies. It's more of like a Duck Dodgers thing, right? See, Vagar and Poppy don't work too well because the queer coding is too strong on Vagar to me, and like, I think that they just make kind of fun comedic rivals. But Galpy works because like, kind of clueless but sexy villainess, and like dependable practical hero just works. It works so well. Okay? Here's another one. As a Soraka one true pick, I need to know who her ship is. I mean, like, to me, personally, I like Kindred and Soraka. She really hates Rumble because of the mecha. I don't even know what that's referring to, but yeah, like, I've seen a lot of Soraka and Set, which is like fun, but also like Set is like in this weird age limbo thing where some people think that he's canonically like fucking 14 or something, right? But to me, I think that the cutest one is of her and Kindred. Specifically Lamb, not Wolf. Because I think that they both deserve happiness. And I think that, like, celestial spirits that never die works pretty well. Whatever Pim is drawing. Alright, I think that I'm gonna take a second break here, but we're gonna talk more about JoJo 14 because damn, he's built Fort Tough. Soraka, Kindred, yeah. I've looked at your likes and I've also seen that, you know, it works the best to me. Because they're both, like, goat creatures, you know? And, like, it's not weird. Like, Lilia is, like, also in the weird limbo state. Like, she's way more legal than, like, anything, really. But, you know, it's kind of weird. Anyway, I'm gonna take a break for a second here. And we're gonna come back in just a little bit. Enjoy the screen. Pantheon would be pretty good. For Soraka, by the way. But we're gonna talk about Galpy in a second. I have to go. Take some painkillers. Okay, I'm back. Also, Soraka should definitely have goat eyes. And nose. No, please. You know, please, no. Oh, wow. You're making me feel self-conscious about the things I like. What the fuck? Goat eyes would be cute. Nose too much. I'm just huffing copium that she's in the LOL MMO. I mean, I think that Soraka is probably going to be in the League MMO. I mean, like, she's one of the, like, first Celestials to actually be added to Legends of Runeterra. But yeah, I think that eyes would be cute. She's pretending to be, like, a mountain goat Vistaya. So, I mean, like, I would also like to see the nose, but I don't think that, like, everyone would want that. She has a specific kind of thing going on. And, you know, like, it's kind of hard to change her, like, iconic features, you know? That's what makes redesigning so hard. Because you want to keep certain things, but you don't want to, like, piss, like, the original fans off too much, you know? Like, because, I mean, like, the original fans are kind of who you're going for, you know? Anyway, let's see. Back to Galpy. Anyway. Yeah, like, I think that the Sapphic thing works pretty nicely, right? Humble, dense, theatrical, clueless, and, you know, Impractical. All the lore just goes to Asol. You know, Asol, like, you know, he's got the lore going on, right, Wolfie? But, you know what Asol doesn't have yet? Gameplay. Soraka and... Wait, who's that? Oh, fuck. And Warwick was the thing in the old... Yeah, some of the, like, old lore shit was, like, kind of fucking rough. And I'm glad that we don't have it anymore. And we don't have to talk about it. And I don't have to think about it. Warwick needed her heart to make the potion, so that would change him back or some shit like that. A lot of old lore was doo-doo. I mean, yeah. I mean, they just kind of made it up as they went along. I mean, this is when it was a Dota 2 clone. Yeah, got him. Okay. Anyway, strong idiots in love. Let's see. But the real reason I like Galpy so much, aside from the fact that, like, they're both, like, pretty hot, like, characters to draw together, and, like, goth and, like, muscular is just, like, a fun combination to draw in general. It's, this passage I made up. Guilt eats at both of them, unable to see themselves as anything more than they are, while showing a brave face to the outside world. Like, Poppy doesn't see herself as ever worthy of becoming the hero, or, like, being the hero because of the, like, intensive guilt that she feels over, like, basically watching one of her best friends die in front of her. And, I mean, like, we also know about Vhagar's thing of, like, basically, since he was, like, abused so heavily, he can't view himself more than anything than, like, the horrific acts that characterized him for a while. And so he can't see the fact that he's just a good-hearted person going on through a hard world. Anyway, yeah, that's why I think that Galpy has, like, that slight edge. I used to follow old lore, all the old lore, but I gave up, and returning to the lore is amazing. Yeah, I mean, like, they had a newspaper or something. Welcome to the Metal Mare Book Club. Don't worry, I've published a few things on AO3. You can look me up there. I'm such an accomplished writer. Alright, now it's time for the big guy. I mean, I guess I could start with, like, a littler one, which is Tristana and Vhagar. I don't have a name for them, but I think that, like, it's fun in, like, just a kind of, like, wow, this old man's kind of hot kind of way, but, like, it's just kind of like a flirty kind of back and forth, and not like an actual relationship. Okay, time to talk about Tristana and Lulu, or Tristu, as I ineffectually name it. So I feel like this one has the most, like, narrative backing to it. I mean, like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, right? But that's not really the point. Relationships aren't really all about being happy all the time. It's about, you know, being there for another person and growing with them and that kind of thing. But yeah, both of them, like, value Bandle City very, very highly. Oh yeah, Trigar works pretty well for Tristana and Vhagar. And it also sounds like Trigger. But yeah, Tristana and Lulu, they both value Bandle City and its inhabitants to like a very high degree. Like, they're the ones that like value it the most, because we really don't know how Teemo views Bandle City all that much, so we don't really have a good like indication, and we don't have the same thing for Corky either. So these two characters have them in spades, right? Anyway, Tristana wishes to protect, and Lulu wishes to be part of it all. She wants to fit in. They both care about the society they live in, and it really affects the choices that they make and the way that they interact with the world around them. And you can see this very clearly, especially in the Don't Mess with Yordle short. And you might be saying, Meta, in that short, like, Tristana was kind of being a dick. Well, that's kind of the point, right? Is that Tristana learns to value the people around her, because otherwise she'll be fighting a meaningless war for people that don't even appreciate her. Kind of like Kled. Basically, like, she's essentially like, she can go down the path that she's treading, but that will only lead her to the same kind of ruin that Kled is in, where he's fighting non-existent wars always, despite like not having anything to really gain from them. And yeah, Teemo doesn't see Bandle City because he doesn't open his eyes. It's a genetic condition, you know? He's got fuzzy eyes. Don't be mean to him. He works really hard. Okay. Tristana tends to fly solo, mostly because, you know, Yordles tend to be a bit too fluffy, and, you know, they tend to end up getting in the way of things more often than not. They're typically seen as, like, pretty, like, unless they're, like, really good at one thing, they're pretty inept at all other things. It's kind of like being in a village of all autism creatures. I can say this because, like, that's kind of like it is. Same with Lee Sin. I mean, yeah, that's true. Okay, let's see. They're a bit fluffy, non-serious, but she doesn't... The other reason she tends to fly solo is because she doesn't want anyone else getting hurt, essentially. Because, like, if they're inept and they can't fend for themselves, then the only thing that's going to happen to them is that they're going to get hurt. And it'll be, like, essentially her fault for, like, that kind of thing. So, like, while it is, like going solo, going one woman army is basically, like, a thing of, like, being less worried for people. Because she wants to, like, make sure that her community is safe and that no one has to be scared, that kind of thing. It's funny how some Yordles in game have quotes directly to say, I'm a Yordle, but I don't like Yordles. Yeah, I mean, that's a common thing. I feel like we don't have, like, a really normal Yordle, you know? Like, if we could see what, like, a normal fluffy Yordle is like, then, like, I can understand why, like, Lulu is considered so outcasted, because really, right now, she kind of fits the bill to what other Yordles think about when they are talking about, like, oh, two fluffy Yordles, that kind of thing. Like, I guess it's because we have too many, like, actually competent killers in our ranks or whatever. But, like, I mean, I guess Corky and Don't Mess With Yordles is the best idea of, like, what a normal, like, general Yordle is like. But it's just kind of hard to tell. And, I mean, also, like, Riot likes changing their mind every 5 seconds, so, like, I guess it's just like I'm not like other girls. All Yordles are slightly insane. Narganaba is the most normal Yordle. Well, I can't understand him because he's a literal toddler. He was just a toddler trapped in some ice. He's a great grunkle of everyone. Let's see. Tristana, if she keeps pushing away loved ones, she'll end up like Kled, fighting a meaningless war. Lulu sees herself as a fuck-up, but she desperately wants to be useful. And this one is very well, like, we finally get, like, a good picture of this in, like, both the story she is in and also, like, the thing with Nocturne in her and that kind of thing. Like, your kind despises you. And, like, it's not an actual, like, what Nocturne says isn't an actual reality, but it is something that the subject fears most of all, and that is, like, total rejection and that kind of thing. Didn't Mega Nar fight the Watchers or something? I don't know. I'm not too versed in Mega Nar lore. Explains why he's in ice. I think that it was just that he was, like, him and his family were just around at the same time that, like, everything else got frozen when Lysandra did that big ice thing that, like, killed everyone. Though, like, honestly, like, Nar is kind of, like, I love you, my sweet baby boy, but, like, goddamn, I did not need Yordle evolution. Like, what? I don't understand. And it's not like he can talk to, like, tell me more about, like, what the fuck is going on. Like, prehistoric Yordles? Like, they're all orange and, like, blue. And, like, it's just weird. And I don't know how much of it I should take as, like, canon from lore. Or, like, if I should just take it as this is, like, an idea of what might be going on. But I don't know. I think that, like, Mega Nar didn't actually fight the Watchers. He fought, like, Rengar once. That's a thing. Yeah, caveman Yordles is just, like, a weird idea, you know? Because it suggests the idea that Yordles themselves aren't naturally smart. Like, Nart does talk a lot, but, like, it's very, like, unintelligible. Anyway, here it is. Let's see. Tristana isn't afraid of wild magic, and Lulu kind of represents everything that Tristana is trying to protect. Yeah, she's the beauty vandal, that kind of thing. Anyway, let me try and... I'm gonna go over here to Creator Dashboard. Alright. I think that's about it for Tristu. Basically, I think that, like, her and Lulu have a very good idea of, like, this kind of, like, relationship